Video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the value. When to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't Welcome to another live with Mrs. Danielle DeVita. I am a relationship and femininity coach, and my goal is to help both men and women get in a relationship that's best for them. All right, so we're going to get started with some housekeeping rules. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to bring on any people to call in, so we're not going to do any phone calls. We're not going to do any cameras, but if you're interested in joining the chat, you can do so. Just go ahead and type in opinions, your thoughts, your dislikes, your likes. But most of all, go ahead and like this video and subscribe, right? It is free. All right, so let's get started. As I said, I am a femininity and relationship coach. To learn more about my content, you can go to mrsdanielledevita.com. All right, I have a book that's out, so definitely go ahead and check that out. I have a QR code at the top, which you'll be able to see in the top. It's probably going to be in the left-hand corner. You can see where it says buy the current book. There is a QR code, so if you are really good with your QR code apps, you can definitely go there and scan that. But if not, go to mrsdanielledevita.com and go to my book section, and you'll be able to see the book Command Respect from the Woman You Want. This is a quick guide for men. This does not emasculate men. This helps you harness your masculinity while not demanding respect, but commanding it through your words, through your actions, but in a way that is powerful, that she's not feeling like you're trying to instill fear in her. You know, this is a book where you are saying, you're telling her your standards, and that's how you're commanding a level of respect. Definitely read this, a good book. Women, you can look at it and kind of see what I'm telling men. But I do have a book that's coming out for you in the spring, and it is called Girl, Go Get Your Husband. I do have a book separate from women. It is going to be for teenagers called Boy Bye. So I definitely recommend that you guys look out in the spring for those books. So again, Girl, Go Get Your Husband is for women, and Boy Bye will be for teenage girls. So those books will be coming out very soon. So again, let's get started. Look in the mirror. That's the topic for today. Look in the mirror. All right. So a lot of times we hear about this fairy tale and we think about the mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? Well, this is going to be mirror, mirror on the wall. Tell me what you see. And a lot of times we are looking in the mirror. We both of you all, if you're a couple, you're looking in the mirror at yourselves, you're seeing your reflections, and you are wondering why, this is what you want from this person, and you're wondering why you're getting something different back. But a lot of times you're not getting something different. You're getting a little bit of your reflection. It's some energy, something you're presenting, maybe those same insecurities or characteristics that you're sending off, and you're getting that back in some form. So let me go ahead and roll this clip, and then I'll provide a little bit more detail of what I mean. So this is going to be like a 1-minute clip, or if that, and then we're going to go into detail what I mean about the whole reflection thing and seeing things on the other side of the mirror. So let me go ahead and play that clip.
To be talking about probably one of the most frustrating things, frustrating beings, frustrating animals on this planet, and that is men. I don't see why you want to string a girl along. Like, you know that she's like in love with you, but you don't want to be in love with her. How you be trash up front and tell me what you want from me from the get-go so I can say no or say yes, because you're just hurting girls' feelings out here, and then you're making it difficult for yourself. But yeah, the whole thing about boys just like looking at girls' looks all the time, it seems like that's the only thing boys care about. You would rather continue to flaunt your sausage everywhere than actually settle down, but that's not the point. And then you still want a wifey. That's the thing, like, you're constantly doing all the things that make you trash, but then you want to scream wifey. Like, choose one or the other. You can't have both, mate. You can't. Boys only see girls for their looks and girls for what they can do to satisfy them.
Okay, so the reason why I brought this up, this clip, is because this is how sometimes we are as women. We're looking in the mirror and we're saying, guys are this, guys are animals, guys are guys are making me sick. And we have all this disdain for men, for boys, and we're saying men are the problem, men are doing this, men are doing that. And then again, if you have a specific issue, that person could be the problem. But we're talking about people who are generalizing the whole idea. And of course, listening to her rant, she's obviously either her or one of her friends are going through something, and you can kind of feel that energy about it. So we can tell it's not about men, it's about the men she was with or a friend she's speaking on behalf of, because a lot of times women get equally upset as if it's their problem, but it's someone else's problem. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if we look in the mirror, we as women do the same thing, right? Because like I'll give you a quick example. She said, why are men, they're stringing women along, and they don't just say what they want, but we all do that as humans. When do we go up to tell someone, I'm never going to work out, I'm going to be witchy every now and then, I'm going to have an attitude on this day, and this day, and sometimes I'm moody and sometimes I have an attitude? Do we just go up to guys and tell them this is what you're going to get? Not really. Do we go to a job and say, I'm probably going to be late every day, I'm probably going to do my best in the first 30 days or 90 days, whichever time my probation ends, and then after that, I'm probably just not going to be a good employee? Like, no one does that, right? So no one is going to say, yes, I'm, going to go and mention their flaws. And of course we want that. That seems ideal, but as humans, we just don't do that. We do our dirt in the dark. That's literally how it works. And I'm not saying this is right, but I'm trying to explain. We say one thing, but we're not doing those things that we say, right? And especially in relationships, as women, we don't always say what we want. We don't really say what we think. We're thinking one thing, we say another. So we kind of hope that guys read between the lines and things like that, and that's typically what we do. Then she said, well, you do this, and you say you scream you want wifey, but you are acting like this person. How many women are saying they want a husband, and or they only look at weight, height, and money and stuff? Like she said, the guys only look at how good you look, and those things. Well, sometimes we as women look at the wrong things as well, materialistic things. And then sometimes we scream we want a husband and we want husband material, but we're not doing the things that we need to be a wife. We're running around like 304s, but we, like Hoochie Mama, Hot Girl Summer, but we're saying we're wife material, or we're saying that this is what we want. We want a marriage, but we're at the club every night. So a lot of times we don't see our reflection. We don't see the woman or the man in the mirror, whoever's looking, and we say we want this out of a relationship, but we're literally doing what the other person is doing, that we're blaming them for. All right. And let's see here. Green Lantern, Russell Wilson needs to take a look in the mirror. Yes. So, and I think this is about the Sierra thing. And this is also a woman who just, she's presenting herself as a wife, but she's really acting like every other single woman out here. And we have a society of we say we want one thing, but we're really acting like something else. She says she wants to be with Russell Wilson because this is a man for her. This is a guy who's actually treating her right. But she's literally acting. She's still acting like she could be the wife of a Future. Like, that could be Future's wife. This is how Future wives, she's like a Cardi B, essentially. Just a more dressed up one, right? So going back to what I was saying, we talk about looking in the mirror, and we say we want things, but we are literally the opposite, or we're doing the very thing that we say we don't want. right? We say this person got, men have issues, and they need to do this and they need to do that. They're like animals. But at the same time, we as women have issues. So I don't like the whole idea of generalizing all men, because really, when a lot of these women are talking like her, and no slight against her, but she represents a lot of women. When women have that little rant that's going on, it's a particular man that you have an issue with, not just men in general. You have an issue with a particular man, and that man could either be a father, that man could be a boyfriend, it could be a brother, it could be whoever you have the issue with, and you can feel that disdain. You just need to go get help. You need to get healed. And it's not just that, because there are men out here where they're speaking from pain, and you need help. It's either your mom screwed you over, your ex-wife screwed you over, your current wife screwed you over, your girlfriend did it, somebody hurt you, and now you're mad and you're saying it's all women and they're all the issue. No, sometimes it could be you. Sometimes, we got to look at the reflection of why we're always getting the same type of person. Why are we attracted to people with these types of toxic behaviors? Why? What is it about our character? What is it about our energy? Sometimes it may not even be your character. You may be generally a good person, but it's the energy we're putting off. I did a video, probably I think on another channel I had, where a guy was saying, I'm so tired of Black women because they are not approaching me. They talk about my dress, and they talk about, because he doesn't have the typical, the quote unquote idea of what we would call a cool Black dude, right? And he didn't have that thing. He had different tastes in music and style and clothes, and he was angry. And so when he was approaching and they had a mixer, and this Black woman didn't know anything about him, and what she seemed to be genuinely interested in him at the mixer, and he was already with an attitude, right? And I understand that some men, what the things that they're dealing with, but he already came with this attitude, this energy, like he was predicting the future of what she was going to do. And sometimes we as women do that. Men come towards us, and we already got our resting B face. We already have our face, and we just destroy what could have been because of our energy, even though we never opened our mouth. So sometimes we need to look in the mirror. We like to point the fingers at every single person we dated, when really they're a reflection of us. Their poor character is a reflection of our poor character. Why? Because people who have high character and make good judgment usually end up having good results, right? So if everybody you date, everybody you date, I'm not saying that people just come your way. You can't help who comes your way, but everyone you actually entertain and get in a relationship with and sleep with, have children with, marry, if everything is consistently bad, every person you can name that every last one of them is toxic and narcissistic, whatever, then something's going on with you that you keep picking wrong. Math isn't wrong. 2 plus 2 is always going to equal 4. So if every time you do your equation, you keep getting the wrong answer, you need to go back. As I'm not a math teacher, but a math teacher would probably say, show your work. How are you getting this answer? Because 2 plus 2 is always going to equal 4. So if you're getting 5, you're doing something wrong. The answer is not wrong. You're doing the equation, none of those things are wrong. Something you're doing, you're missing something. Something is not computed right. And a lot of times that's what we do. We are very upset that we keep hitting this button and we're getting a different result. And we're saying something's wrong with the computer, when not really. Not really. And again, I know we can't help everyone that comes our way, but I'm talking about someone you fully entertain. What is it going on with you? Why are you keep being attracted to this type of behavior? From different people, not the same person, from different people. You're getting the same thing from them. It could be your energy. It could be that you guys have like spirits. It could be that. And then we also say, well, I want someone who is going to do this for me. He's loving. She's this. She's that. He's this. If you say you want someone respectful, then you have to be respectable, and you have to be also that person that you do what you need to do to be respected. Like both ways, right? It's not good to ask for one thing and you're not genuinely doing what you need to do to be the best version of yourself. I talk about this often where we talk about the high value man wants this type of woman. Well, if you're this type of woman, what do you think this man you want wants? You need to be compatible to that. It's not good enough for me to say, I want this man and he does this, he does that, he does this. And I don't even meet the qualifications for that type of man. You know, there's some jobs where they say, don't even apply for the job if you don't have these two things, your degree and this many years of experience. Don't even apply. And that's how does it relate with relationship. If you want a healthy person, don't even apply to be in a relationship with that person if you're not healthy either. If you have had so many negative experiences, don't even apply for this because maybe you have issues with picking. And I don't want to be your second choice, your last choice, because a lot of women feel like they're settling when they get with a Russell Wilson type because they really wanted this guy, but they're settling for this guy. I guess I'll go ahead and get him, you know. But I really wanted this guy. I really wanted this person. But I guess I'll get you. I don't think a lot of people understand what settling is. Settling is getting less than what you deserve. Not necessarily what you getting less than what you wanted. Because if I say I want to be a billionaire, and if I'm not a billionaire, does that mean I'm settling right now in life? No, it means I just need to work to become a billionaire or be happy and pleased with what I have and just work towards a goal that I can reach. But just because I don't have the car that I would probably want or have the house I would probably want or have the $1 billion I probably want, it doesn't mean I'm settling. Settling is getting less than what you deserve. And when I say deserve, I mean what you're entitled to, what you worked hard to get. Did you work hard to get this type of man, a man who is healthy, who is whole, who is competent? Because that man wants a woman who is going to submit to his leadership. And a lot of people think that word submission is a bad thing. And I'm saying submit in a way that you respect his leadership enough to know that he's going to take you in the right direction in your relationship. Because most people fail to realize that if you say, well, why can't we just both lead? And you don't want to lead. And the reason why you don't want to lead is because it's a hard thing to always be the one to have to make decisions as a woman. Sometimes you just want to be and they just do things, right? And they take care of things. You don't want to always be in a position of having to make things work and do this and do that, because that's what leading is. You're always managing things. Don't you want a man who does manage and who does do those things? So I definitely want to make sure I help you understand that it is highly, highly important to look in the mirror. Look at your reflection. The person that you're with, are they a positive reflection of you? So if the person you're looking at is loving, is joyous, is happy, is competent, assertive, not aggressive, hardworking, responsible, approachable, are you these things too? Are you that same person that you're asking of this person? Because a lot of times we think that we should get something and we're not even doing it. We're not even that reflection. Look in the mirror. Look to see if your partner is a reflection of you. And when I say reflection, again, we're talking about standards. Are their standards a reflection of yours? Their views a reflection of yours? I really think that when we look in the mirror, look closely too. Fresh face and all. What flaws do you have? Let's just see where you can work on something. Sometimes you don't even need to be in a relationship. So I know I talk about marriage. I know I talk about relationship. But some of you all, the only relationship you need is with the gym. The only relationship you need is with your therapist. The only relationship you need is with that dietitian. The only relationship that you need is, with going for walks, meditation. I don't know. Sometimes the only relationship you need is with some type of image consultant or something like that. Help you get your image right. Help you rebrand yourself. Because a lot of times we so busy are trying to jump into this relationship. Men and women jump into a relationship and you haven't gotten the healing from the last relationship, whether it's your romantic relationship or whether it's with your caregiver. We haven't healed and we take these things into a relationship. We haven't worked on ourselves. We haven't worked on our femininity. We haven't worked on our masculinity. We haven't worked on getting our body right. We haven't worked on making sure our energy is right. We haven't worked on these things, but we're so busy trying to help other people and build other people and make and mold them into what we want them to be. When the goal is not to mold people and change people. The goal is to, be with the person right there where they are. And if you're not happy with where they are, then you might want to move on until they can get themselves together. If they get themselves together and y'all both are still separate and single, great. But if you moved on with life, then great. They can move on with someone else. Don't get with them when they're at their worst and hope that they'll change for you. A lot of people do that. They see a poor reflection and then they say, well, maybe I can change that so it can be the reflection I want. No, that reflection is what it needs to be. So you get them right when they have worked on themselves and they've gotten their reflection to where they want it to be. So when they're happy with what they see, when they look in the mirror, that's who you want to be with. You want to be with someone not with where you're happy at their reflection. They're happy at their own reflection. They look in the mirror. They're happy with what they see. They're healthy. They're whole. Then when you come and you look in the mirror and you're happy and you're whole and you love the reflection that you see, they're facing on. And you guys can look at each other and you see a reflection of each other. Okay, I see that in me. I see I'm happy. I see I'm whole. I see I'm healthy, mentally, physically, spiritually, right? I see that I am doing what it takes for my body to be right. I am seeing what it takes for me to make a relationship work, for how I need to communicate. I'm working on this relationship with my children. Because a lot of times we go straight into a relationship and mad at the reflection that we see. And half the time, the reflection that we see when we keep looking at the other person, it is us. That's us. We are drawn to toxicity because we ourselves are toxic. Because people who are not toxic, when they can see that from a mile away and they say, no. I don't deal with toxic behavior. I don't deal with liars. I don't deal with cheaters. I don't deal with disrespect. I don't deal with this. I don't deal with that. So I don't give ultimatums. I'm not telling you what you need to do. You keep doing you right now, but I'm gone. You leave. You move on. Move on. And I didn't say move on to the next relationship. Move on to figure out, ask yourself 3 questions. Why? What did I see in this person? Why did I overlook this red flag? What's going on with me that I was not able to use good judgment in this situation? And sometimes people fool you, but that's highly unlikely that people are just that good at fooling people. I think sometimes we just like to overlook things because my last video that I said, a lot of times we give people credit when it's not due. Maybe that first date was great. Maybe that first month was great. And we're giving credit here when the relationship is not great. When they've disappeared, when they've ghosted us, when they've done us wrong, when they've mistreated us, we're giving them credit from this last time because we're reminiscing on the good things and we're holding that dear to our heart because it's painful to think about those times that it's bad. And then there's times and other times where we don't think about the good times. All we do is stay stuck on the bad times. I'm not saying stay stuck on the bad or the good. I'm saying take it all in. Look at the totality of the circumstances. Overall, from beginning and ending, how are they in this relationship? And in this relationship, over all the good and bad, are they a reflection of what I want to be? If you're not where you are, okay, I want someone who is healthy and loving. Am I that? Why? Why are you drawn to someone who is insecure? Are you insecure? Why are you drawn to someone who doesn't know how to take care of themselves? Why? Do you feel like you need to keep them close to you because you have abandonment issues? Because you feel like you can't do better or get better? What is it? Ask yourself these questions, or go with a therapist and ask them the question. Paige here says, I'm tired of molding. Yes. Your job when you're with someone is not to mold them. They mold themselves. A lot of times we say, oh, I see greatness in you. I see what you can be. I see, I see progress. I see potential. They have to see their own potential. And if they don't see their own potential, then don't be with them. It's great that you can see potential in someone, but they have to want to see that potential and act in it on their own. They're going to have to want to change in their own. They're going to have to mold into that mature person on their own. We can't do the molding, men or women. We can't do the molding. We're not molding people to be great. The only people you really should be molding to be great is your children when they're young and their formative years. Other than that, they grow up, they become individuals, and they live their life, and that's it. We're talking about people who are already grown. They're going to have to do all that on their own. And when they want it bad enough, then they can be in a relationship with you. And when you want it bad enough, you'll look in the mirror and fix yourself up. Not wait on a savior to come save you and make you great and mold you. You be great. You be the best you can be. And that will make you more approachable and attract those who are just like you. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Mrs. Danielle DeVita. I love talking to you guys about different topics. If you have things that you want to for me to talk about, definitely put them in the comments. You can go to email me. You can do info@mrsdanielledevita.com or mrsdanielledevita@gmail.com. Let me know your comments. If you want to get on a live next time, if you want me to interview some people, if you want a recorded not recorded stream, but a recorded video over a particular topic or like a coaching session, you can do that, right? Because I like to do free coaching here on YouTube, as well as you can do private sessions with me at mrsdanielledevita.com. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. You all take care. All right.
We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should.
My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit mrsdanielledevita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today.
Femininity Perk 101. So a lot of times women say that you can't afford me. And if you want to be a feminine woman, realize that you are not an escort. And committed relationships ought not to be transactional. As you rest in your femininity and learn your worth, you will realize that the men you are with should see you as invaluable and priceless like no other. And yes, you can have shopping sprees, 5-star dinners, and trips, but those things won't make you different and won't set you apart. Things that are priceless and invaluable, money can't buy. Money can't buy peace in a relationship. Money can't buy your love. Money can't buy your joy, your joyful spirit. It cannot buy your gentleness, kindness, your self-control is in controlling your emotions and how your responses to things, your personality, your attitude or mindset as a whole. If you notice, these are also fruit of the spirit from the Bible, right? If you're looking to be a Proverbs 31 woman, you definitely want to make sure you have these. So if you're having talking points of you can't afford me, realize that these are talking points of a basic chick or a modern woman. You want to be different. So get on your feminine journey today. You can also visit mrsdanielledevita.com or visit me on other social media platforms.